Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for others to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything that you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Also, if you have items at home and you'd like to smudge, it's a good time to grab those items as we begin to ignite the healing within. If you don't have items at home to smudge, relatives, that's okay. We'll send some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way. It's a new week, it's a new month, it's another sunrise and another sunset. Different phase of the moon. And this is our opportunity to start again, to reflect on how we're feeling and what it is we need. Aloha, kakahiaka, hello and good morning. My name is Malia and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., where we will always breathe, stretch, explore ways of integrating wellness and self-care into our daily lives. And we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So thank you so much for joining us today, relatives. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our HIR Wellness Institute team member who is here with us. We have our advocacy director and one of our community healers, a beautiful Ho-Chunk woman, Barbara Blackdeer McKenzie. Good morning, Barbara. How are you doing today? And to all of our relatives out there, I'd like to say good morning. We're so glad that you're here with us today. Thank you for being here. I want you to know that this is a safe place for you to comment, ask questions, share your own cultural insight or ancestral knowledge, or your own personal insight or wisdom. Right now, all of us are here together in this circle of care, which our founder and CEO has coined and developed as community activated medicine. Community activated medicine, it means that the people are the medicine. And right here, right now, together, we're all participating in helping each other by holding space for each other with emotional support. Healing doesn't have to be complicated. And this can be a really, really good way not only to reflect on what it is and what you need and how you want to move forward, but also to get support from others. Barbara says, I'm doing all right. Monday mornings are tough, so trying to hit a groove to function here. I hear that, Barbara. Barbara says, as a community healer, we facilitate and provide support to help ignite the healing within each and every one of us. We are not medicine women. Rather, we help facilitate being in community with one another, and that helps bring the healing. Thanks, Barbara. So let's start, relatives, with the check-in. And I want you to know Whether you're checking in now or at the beginning of the videos, or anytime you come in, you're always welcome to do so. It doesn't have to be right at the beginning. But why is the check-in important? Well, whether you comment in the comment section or you're just checking in with yourself, it's a really good opportunity to start your day to decide where you're at, how you're feeling, what it is that you feel you might need, and how you want to move forward with your day. Maybe today, when you do sort of a body scan or you're checking in with yourself, you might realize that you feel great and you have a lot of energy. That's awesome. Some days are like that. And if you do, then you can decide maybe you want to do a little bit more, or do something in your journey of wellness that maybe requires some more energy. But then there's also times when we're not doing so great. Maybe after your body scan, you realize that your energy levels are low, that there's some things that have been in your mind, or maybe you might find out that there's some things that you do want to address. Maybe when you realize your energy levels are low, you're like, you know what, today, self-care and wellness looks like for me today is a nap. What it looks like for me today is taking things slow and taking it easy. That's why it's good to check in, relatives, because once you know where you're at, you really can decide, am I going to run forward? Am I going to crawl forward? Am I going to be really cautious and take one small step at a time? Or maybe on my wellness path and journey, I'm not going to move at all. I'm going to sit where I am and I'm going to reflect. And with that, let's go ahead and do a body scan. And remember, relatives, check in. Let us know how you're doing in the comment section. We can talk about it. If you have things you need to let out or release, we can do that. And if you don't want to share, that's okay. Let's just take a moment for yourself. You can let yourself know. Give yourself the opportunity to feel what you need to feel. So I'm going to close my eyes, but you don't have to. And I'm going to scan my body from head to toe, paying attention where there might be areas of tension, where there might be areas of discomfort. We can even start by scanning the top of the head, working down to our temples and our jaw. Are you feeling stress or anxiety anywhere? Tension, discomfort, or maybe pain? And if not, that's great. Even better, much better. Let's go ahead and scan through our chest, our shoulders, our tummy. Oh, we're sleepy. Scanning down to the hips, our thighs and knees, our calves, the ankles of our feet, our arches of our feet, our heels, our toes, into our arms, and fingertips, our hands. Let's go ahead and take a moment to scan our heart. Are there feelings or emotions that are there? And if so, how do they feel? Are they light and free? Or does your heart feel heavy? And take a moment to scan our thoughts. Are there thoughts that have been circulating in your mind or kept you up late at night? Or does your mind feel clear, revitalized, awake, and light? And with that, relatives, if you want to share, let us know how you're feeling in the comment section. Barbara says, my check-in happens right when I wake up. Number 1, I'm grateful that the Creator allowed me to open my eyes another day. Number 2, if I can remember, I review my dreams. Saturday was about getting a movie theater Frozen Film Fest on my mind. Today was about my friend's grandbabies. Physically, neck, shoulders, back, hips could all use some improvement. Thank you, Barbara, for sharing. These are great ways to reflect and to check in. I'll do a check-in too, relatives, and if you want to, please do. I woke up really early this morning. Honestly, this Monday's tough because I am really, really tired. I'm really tired. um, and to help with that, I actually doing the R&R this morning. I have my beautiful blanket that was given to me by Leah. Um, and so I'm just staying warm in this blankie. This is truly, yes, relative self-care can be a cozy blanket. It can be snuggle up. I actually turned up the heat a little bit because here in southeastern Wisconsin, it is a blizzard outside. It has snowed for days. The snow stopped. There is so much snow. My car is covered in 2 feet of snow, and I have to shovel it today, and I don't want to. So that's my check-in. Really tired. Not looking forward to shoveling my car out of the driveway, but other than that, I'm feeling okay. It was a good weekend. I'm happy to be here. Bring on the Monday. That's what I gotta say. Bring it on, because ready or not, here it is. Physically, how I'm feeling is my shoulders are feeling a little bit tight. So today when we stretch, I'm going to really focus on rolling my shoulders and trying to release some of that tension. So again, relatives, if you want to share in the comments, do. And for those relatives who aren't doing okay today, I'll remind us every time we meet that it is okay not to be okay. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope you're doing great. I hope it's a great day. But our journey in life and our path on wellness and self-care and mental health, just as being human beings, we don't always have good days. It's cyclical. Things ebb and flow. We have peaks and valleys. And if you're not doing okay, it's okay. But if you're not doing all right, there's some things you can do. You can practice any active self-care wellness that you need. The possibilities and options are limitless. And once you check in with yourself and know where you're at, that can help you determine what it is that you need. And you can also reach out to our Cares Warm line. It's open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can call or text, and within 24 hours, you'll be connected to one of our Cares Warm counselors. They can provide you with emotional support and hold space for you. You can talk about what's on your mind, whether you're feeling sad or anxious, worried, or mad. Maybe you're feeling uncertain or you don't even know exactly what it is you're feeling, but you know you need to talk it out. That's what our Cares Warm line is for, relatives. The Cares Warm line can provide you with that support that you need, judgment-free, stigma-free. And not only can they provide with emotional support, but also with resources that can be helpful to you. That might be an advocacy, safety planning, seeking shelter. There's a lot of resources out there, relatives. And know that these different organizations, they're here to help you. So just remember you are not alone. That's why we're here now. We're here for you. We all are on a path of healing, whether we know it or not. That choice is right there. Indigo says, I'm sleepy too. Phone call woke me up, but glad to catch you live. We've had no snow, but some overnight ice from rain in the evenings. Physically, I need to go back to the chiropractor, but afraid to until I get the COVID vaccine shots. Don't you hate that when you get woken up out of your sleep with an alarm or a phone call? Good to see you, Indigo. Hope that you're feeling better, even though I know you're saying you need to go to the chiropractor. But I understand your fear. Be well, Indigo. Sending you lots of love. Barbara says, I'm the same way about going to the chiropractor right now. I will feel more confident once I get through my vaccinations. Good morning, Karen. Karen says, good morning, dear relatives. I'm trying to practice gratitude this morning. I'm grateful I finally got a few hours of sleep after days of not being able to sleep. I'm grateful that the sun was out this morning. I'm grateful for being able to share on reflections and resilience and to practice CAM, community activated medicine. Karen, I hope you get some sleep. Sending you lots of sleepy energy. As a matter of fact, the breathing exercise that we're going to do today actually does help to promote sleep. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, as a matter of fact, we can go to our breathing exercise and our stretch now. I do want to say that for my wellness and self-care this morning, again, I chose to sleep as opposed to make tea. I wanted that extra 10 minutes of sleep. So sometimes I forgo my teas. And honestly, my mornings, I am not a morning person. I am a night owl through and through. If I could and I didn't have to worry about getting up early, I would probably be up until 3 or 4 in the morning, honestly. It tends to be around 9, 10, 11 o'clock when I start getting most active and creative. And then it's sort of like trying to force myself to go to sleep after that. So working mornings is not necessarily my cup of tea. I've gotten much more used to it, but it goes against my natural instincts to just be a night owl. So that being said, today my wellness elixir quite literally is filtered water, which is very, very powerful to start your day with. So if you care to share relatives, let us know what's in your cup. It might be water, coffee, tea, kombucha, citrus water, vitamin water, whatever it may be. You are more than welcome to share because what we ingest in the morning can be a very, very, very powerful. If you have some lemon water in the morning, the cleansing that it can do to your system. The same thing with herbal teas or coffee. This can be a really, really powerful way to set up your day. So what you're putting in your body right away, it's good to think about it because sometimes, we don't always put things in our body that's necessarily going to help our health or our energy levels. Um, but it sometimes we do, sometimes we don't necessarily take on the best thing that's best for us. So for me today it's water. So a toast to the universal solvent. One of our medicines, one of our most powerful medicines, our water, sacred water. All right, let's reflect on some comments here and then we'll get into our stretch. Indigo says, this is my problem. I get going at about 9 p.m. Right, Indigo? I don't know about you, but like I'll be tired all day long and I'll think, when I get off work, I'm gonna go home and take a nap or I'm gonna go to sleep early. And that'll be my thought all day. And then I'll get home and then I'm like, nope, I'm wide awake. I guess I'm gonna do this cycle all over again. Um, Barbara says you are like my cat. Yes, our cats are very active as well around 2 a.m. Indigo's drinking water this morning. And so's Barbara. So I guess it's kind of a water morning. All right, I'm really excited to share our breathing technique for the week. I try to teach a different breathing exercise every week. There's tons of them out there, relatives. And the one that I'm going to talk about today is actually published in the medical news today. That is a website. The reason I like medical news is because it's written by healthcare professionals. Um, and they often have research linked to what they're saying. So that's really important to me that you find if you are getting some information, not as a replacement for your physician or doctor or medical practitioner, but if you're getting some sort of medical news, um, or you're online, it's really, really, I recommend to go to a medically reviewed publication. So in this case, this was actually reviewed by a PhD and a CRNP, um, and then written by a doctor. So, anyways, we're talking about 4-7-8 breathing. Now, this is interesting because what it's going to do is we're actually going to breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. And as we breathe in through the nose, our bellies are going to expand. So as you breathe in, the belly's going to expand for 4 seconds. Then, this interesting part here, we're going to hold the breath for 7 seconds. So we're going to breathe in for 4, let the belly expand. We're going to hold the breath for 7, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds. But as we exhale through the mouth, we can actually go, you can sort of like purse the lips if you want to. You're going to let that belly contract as you exhale, and that's going to promote relaxation. So again, this is called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. And Dr. Wheel actually believes that this can help with reducing anxiety, helping a person get to sleep, managing cravings, and controlling or reducing anger responses. So this is really good. If you find yourself, you're like maybe feeling anxious, you're getting nervous, maybe you can't stop thinking about something that like you just can't let go of. 4-7-8 breathing is really good for that. Also, too, with the sleep, for those of us who are night owls and we know we need to get some sleep before we get up early in the morning, this is a good breathing technique to go into while you're laying in bed or just before you lay in bed to go to sleep. As far as managing cravings, if you're, let's say, if your wellness journey includes focusing on nutrition, and maybe you're trying to replace some behaviors with going to the fridge if you're feeling anxious or bored, or maybe you're trying to hold back on eating, let's say you just ate and you're like, why am I eating this? Must be some sort of craving or a stress response or a boredom response. Then go to this deep breathing technique to manage those cravings. Maybe you're trying to quit smoking. Maybe it's you're on the red road and it might be substances like alcohol. Go to this deep breathing when you're having those cravings. Also, too, if you find yourself in a situation where you can feel that you're getting upset, you can feel that you're getting angry. If you feel there might be a situation where you might feel that you need to respond in a way that's um, explosive or like you know it, if you feel that you're in a way that may upset you even more, then go ahead and go to this 4-7-8 deep breathing exercise to help reduce the anger response. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Once we do this deep breathing technique, we'll actually get into our stretching. We'll go right into it. Okay. You can sit, lay, or recline however you feel comfortable, relatives. It's your choice. Also, your eyes closed are optional. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I think I'll close my eyes now. And then we're going to breathe through the nose. Count of 4. Excuse me. Hold the breath for a count of 7. And then we're going to exhale and release for a count of 8. All right, here we go, relatives. Deep inhale. Hold the breath. And exhale. Deep inhale. Hold the breath. And exhale and release. Deep inhale for 4. Hold the breath. And exhale. Deep inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale and release for 8. Try one more. Deep inhale. Hold the breath. And exhale and release. All right, let's continue to deep breathe if you like. And we're going to roll the shoulders here. Again, these stretches are all just guidelines. Relatives, you know what your body needs. Listen to it. Trust it. If your body needs a stretch a certain way, go ahead and take it. I always start with the shoulders to release some of that tension there. Builds up in our shoulders very often. Take a deep inhale, bringing the arms out. Oh, yawn if you need to. As we bring the arm across, we're stretching the shoulders and upper back, rolling the wrist. Deep inhale. And extending to the other side, rolling that wrist. All right, let's take a deep inhale again. Bring that arm out in front, gently pushing down on the fingertips, stretching the wrist and forearm. Other side. And stretching the wrist and forearm. Take a deep inhale. Palms out and up towards the ceiling. Gently bending from side to center. Oh, that feels really good. And stretching the elbow, the forearm. Other side, deep inhale and exhale. And we're going to go ahead, look from side to center, stretching the neck here. Again, our necks hold a lot of tension too. So let's stretch it out. We're going to double tap the ear towards the shoulder. Other side. And then let's roll the chin from shoulder to shoulder, keeping it in the front. And then we're going to look down gently towards our lap. And up towards the ceiling, stretching the neck. And exhale. How'd that feel, relatives? Good morning, Mom. My mom, Sandra, is here. Okole Maluna means bottoms up for the water. When we toasted water. Karen says, I'm drinking a Spirit Lifter tea that I bought at the Oneida Market near Green Bay last year. I can't recall the plant relatives that are in the tea right now, but I am grateful to have such a sacred medicine. Karen, I enjoy the Spirit Lifter tea. I know it was harvested by one of our beautiful Turtle Island relatives. Awesome. Enjoy that tea. I can just picture the flavor. Okay. Whew. All right, relatives. And before we go, I do want to share culture is medicine, that's why I always share the lunar phase that we're in according to my ancestral teachings, known as Kealo Okamahina, or the pathway of the moon. Now, I share my culture because I strongly believe culture as medicine can be a very, very, very powerful way of healing. Now, that being said, my culture, I do not feel is the know-all, be-all. I do share it as an example of how culture can help us not only connect to our ancestry, but also connect to our environment in many ways. So if ever at any point, relatives, you want to share your ancestral teachings, you're more than welcome to, because there's so many infinite ways to tap into our culture, be it through nature, through the way that we pray, through our dances, our songs, our chants, through the foods that we eat, through the way that we connect to our environment, and the list goes on and on. So, and I always say this to relatives in case there's someone new who's a new relative here watching, that culture is a very powerful tool for healing. For those of us who grew up immersed in our culture, we understand this, and really, I feel that my culture has saved me in a lot of ways, especially in times where I didn't think I'd be able to get through it. But that being said, for our relatives out there who didn't have the opportunity to grow up surrounded with or immersed with some of your cultural teachings or just your cultural ways or traditions, I want you to know that it's okay and it's not too late. It's never too late. And there's ways that you can learn about your culture. Google, of course, is the easiest, and you can uncover so much there. So don't be afraid to Google. If you know your ancestry or part of your lineage, do that. Books, libraries, Audible. Um, there's all these different apps out there where you can listen to books. If you don't feel safe to go out in public to go get one, or um, another way is to talk to your family members, your elders. Or maybe they're not necessarily your blood family, but also people in your tribe or your clan or chiefdom, um, people who share similar ancestry as you. And another great way to connect to your culture is simply just to listen to the music of your culture. Check out YouTube. Um, just type in some of your type in your some words that are keys to your ancestry, and connect through that way musically. Okay, so the lunar phase that we're in today is actually, we're finishing the end of the La'au moon. And so we're actually starting to transition our way out of the full moon phase over the course of the weekend. Perhaps you noticed you had a little bit of energy, or people were driving crazy, not only because of the snow, but maybe there has been things have been a little bit more active. Maybe in your household, there's been, maybe some people maybe it's, things are getting a little bit more verbal or whatever. It tends to bring that out, right? At least in my beliefs, that the full moon tends to bring out, a little bit more of a, hyper energy, I guess would be kind of a word for it. But now that we're into this other lunar phase, as the moon is starting to wane, we are as we're in the La'au moon phase. I'm tongue tied today. La'au means like healing things. So oftentimes what we're talking about in La'au is medicinal plants, things in nature that do help to heal us. And so, Karen, to hear about you drinking that spirit lifter tea, that's actually a really good tea in my opinion for this lunar phase. Um, Tomorrow we'll actually start moving into the Ole moon phases, and these phases will all be a period of reflection. Now, as we're getting out of that full moon phase where there's high energy, it's really productive, very productive fishing and planting, very productive in the way that energy output is there. Um, and you may even notice that in yourself that you may have had some energy this weekend. Whereas now that energy is starting to shift, you'll find that it is time to focus on medicinal things like our plant relatives, and then we'll focus, like as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that'll be more energy focused on preparation, prayer, planning. Um, Definitely not necessarily getting into things that are like high energy or starting things or projects that involve a lot of energy. Okay, Well, I'm just going to the comments here. Barbara says she loves stretching with me. Yay, Barbara. Indigo says, I need to discipline myself to do stretching more often. I usually do it before bed, but I need to do it more often. Right on, Indigo. Yeah, listen to your body. Listen to, feel it. Trust what your body tells you that you need. Indigo says, when I was in a college sociology course, one assignment was to interview our oldest family member on tape, cassette back then. I did my Cherokee grandmother, proof that youth is wasted on the young. I recorded it over a year later when I ran out of workable tape in my answering machine. That's awesome, Indigo. But I'm so sorry to hear that it was accidentally recorded over. Barbara, since we're starting February, for Ho Chunk, we are starting the last bare moon. Relatives, I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Malama pono i kokino. Take good, righteous care of your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Aloha nui, huge love to you all out there, relatives. Stay safe, stay warm. Before we go, there is a community survey link to this video in the comments section. It's completely anonymous, and it asks just a few questions. Please do take a moment to complete the survey. It's how we're able to keep our services completely free. Our founder, Leah, knew when she started the HIR Wellness Institute that it should never cost a penny for anyone to receive healing as they walk on their path and journey of self-care, wellness, and mental health. Not only is this the way that we keep our services completely free, but it's also how we can understand how best to serve you relatives. Ohuiho akuno, everyone. We'll see you later. Karen says, have a great day, relatives. Sending rest energy to you, Malia. Thank you, Karen. I need it. Aloha, everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Take care.